साले मरेंगे सब के सब इस लौंडिया के चक्कर में। जो मर्जी हो करो, लेकिन आज रात में इसको सुलटाओ।
कितनी बार चोट लगी थी आपको? इतना गिर रही हैं आप?
रोज।
हाँ,
रोज, every day.
But honestly, it was intense, but it was really fun.
For a filmmaker or for an actor or for a producer, nothing is more important than the audience watching it.
yeah.
So because we make films for them, it's
People used to call me prim and proper, and that I think people insinuate that in a way that seems to be negative, but actually that's a wonderfully positive thing, and I've learned to accept that that's just me.
Rajpal sir का क्या है कि he's a NST pass out, so he's an amazing actor.
Yeah.
And I said, sir, आपको इसमें हंसना नहीं है, आपको इसमें smile भी नहीं करना है. And he thought that I'm just joking. I said, no, sir, I'm not joking. I don't want you to smile in the film.
But literally from day one on the set, it was like, तारा को चोट लगी है, हम एक ही टेक लेंगे. I'm really, really lucky that I have a twin sister and parents who to me are more like friends than parents. The most tough moments that I've had in the industry or even personally or...
Hi, I'm Ashu and you're watching me on Filmy Beat. Today I'm with an actor who made her debut as an obedient student but has now turned into intriguing Apurva, the gorgeous Tara Sutaria and her director Nikhil sir. I'll start with sir, Nikhil sir.
Please.
So, when you thought about this film, so आपके मन में तारा ही थी that you're gonna cast Tara for this role?
So, I wrote this film way back in 2009.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's taken its own journey to reach over here.
Yeah.
But when you're writing, like for me, when I'm writing, I don't try to put a face of an actor on the character. It's simply because कि हम जो भी एक्टर को जानते हैं वो उनकी फिल्मों से ही जानते हैं.
बिल्कुल.
तो अगर वो फेस डाल दिया उस कैरेक्टर के ऊपर तो वो उस किरदार के ट्रेसेस आने लग जाएंगे इस कैरेक्टर में. So I don't want to put any kind of a face on in my script normally. So when I met Tara, at that time, what Tara brings onto the table is the unpredictability and the surprise. Apart from the talent which she has, that goes without saying.
Yeah.
But what she brings in is that you expect her to do a kind of roles and then you see this.
Yeah.
So it will jolt you out. And that's exactly the reason why you got those goosebumps is because of that.
Yeah, इतनी खूबसूरत लड़की को आपने इतना भगाया फिल्म में गिरा रहे हैं इनको. So, one can't imagine Tara. Like, first look जब आप देखते हो तो मुझे ऐसा लगा there's a new face. मतलब Tara. So, my next question is to you. What made you said yes to this film?
I think the fact that I've always wanted to do something like this. So it was an instant yes for me. As soon as, the first time I heard about Apurva, I was sitting with Nikhil sir and Murad sir at the office, and Nikhil sir is very good at narrating. And even before actually the film ended and the narration ended, I immediately was like, this is definitely something I've wanted to do for so long. And I was really surprised that exactly the kind of genre of film that I wanted to do and space of film that I wanted to do was, it came to me. I think I was seeking it out so much that it just sort of flowed and it fell into place. So instantly I knew that this is something that I want to do, and it's something that I've always dreamt of because I enjoy watching as an audience member also. I enjoy watching this space of film. It intrigues me, it excites me, I resonate with it as a young woman, as an audience member, as a lover of cinema as well. So I'm just really happy that I could do something like this quite early on in my career, and it's also been so different to everything that I've done before. People definitely, and I hear this a lot now that the poster has come out, people don't expect me to do something like this, which for me is even more exciting because people...
Your personality is like this vivacious, bubbly girl, and
so far in the films that I've done, yes, more often than not they have been, but that's actually quite far removed from the actual person that I am, and I actually connect with this space more, with slightly more serious films. Not that Apurva is a very, very serious film. Yes, it touches upon so many things that are very important to discuss in our films, but there's also with the other actors in the film, with Rajpal sir, Abhishek sir, with Dhairya's character and mine. There's so much else that's going on in this film. It's actually like Nikhil sir keeps saying, there's so much entertainment as well. It's also a story that happens over a day and a night. So, and there's a backstory. We go to some flashbacks and things like that, which of course you see in the trailer. So there's a lot going on in the film, and I'm just really happy to be part of it.
You said you got this early on in career. You're 5 film old, and
Yes.
this is your first female-centric film.
Yes.
First.
Yes.
Excited, nervous, confident.
Excited, a little nervous, but truthfully confident in knowing that everyone has given this their more than 100%. Whether that's Nikhil sir, whether that's the HODs from every department, whether that's my most amazing co-actors, whether that is the music in the film, everything. You know, sometimes you shoot a film and you say, how is it going to turn out?
Yeah.
But I've seen a little bit of the film, and I feel very relieved and very, very grateful that it's turned out as good, if not better, than what I was narrated to and what I read in the scenes. And I'm confident that people will appreciate a lot about the film, and I feel very, very good in my body, in my bones. I feel very confident that it's turned out wonderfully.
My question is to Nikhil sir, of
Yes.
course. This film is releasing on Disney Hotstar, and Bollywood was struggling a bit post-pandemic, but now things are really good, especially this year. It's a lot of hits.
Oh, yes.
So why not theatrical release in this?
See, what what I feel is that these are different mediums, and with the Disney Plus Hotstar, the reachability of the film is enormous.
Yeah.
It's just amazing that the kind of penetration the platform has, and to bring this kind of a story into the homes of so many people, it's actually advantageous.
Yeah.
For us, and I'm extremely greedy in all these things. तो मतलब ये बहुत अच्छी बात है कि हम डिज्नी प्लस हॉटस्टार पे आ रहे हैं, तो उसका जो रिलीज़ है वो बहुत ज़्यादा रहेगा, and it promises a lot of people who will watch it.
Yeah.
And for a filmmaker or for an actor or for a producer, nothing is more important than the audience watching it.
Reaching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because we make films for them,
Yeah,
and if they're watching it, it's done.
Yeah, so my second question again to you, Nikhil. Your last film, Kill, was critically acclaimed. TIFF में premiere हुआ film का, and similar लगा, that was also thriller. This difference क्या है दोनों फिल्मों में?
No, it's an extreme action. That's not a thriller.
Okay.
It's an extreme action, and that is very unapologetic. And this is with a, the common thing of both is both are very personal stories, but that's a story which is coming from a different emotion, and this is a survival story. That's a revenge story. It's like two different things, two different emotions.
ने सर्वाइवल की बात की तो मैं तारा से पूछूंगी, how has your survival been so far in Bollywood?
Good question. It would have been much harder had I not had an incredible support system at home. I'm really, really lucky that I have a twin sister and parents who, to me, are more like friends than parents. They're the kind of people that I can talk to about anything and everything in my life. The most tough moments that I've had in the industry, or even personally, or just in life.
Yeah.
The fact that I can sit down and go back home and talk to my parents till 2 and 3 in the morning about anything that happens. That has been my greatest support. And that's why I always encourage, I have so many friends of mine who are becoming young parents themselves. Be your kid's friend. It's the most important thing, because all of us go through ups and downs, not only in this profession, in any profession. Life is tough, and adulthood isn't easy, especially when you're in your 20s, while trying to figure so much out. That I'm just really lucky that I have, whether it's on set or whether it's at home, I have a really good support system in place, so that whenever I'm down and out, I know okay, they've got my back, So that's, in the industry, things are transient, things change, they're ever evolving. So I don't take that too seriously, and maybe it's because of how I've been raised as well. I love what I do, but there's a whole world outside of my job, and I respect and I love that equally, if not more.
I was watching one of your interviews और उसमें आप कह रही थी that the way you speak, a lot of times you've heard that you're a bit snobbish about yourself.
Yes.
How do you deal with these negativities when you hear about yourself?
When I did my first film, that was the feedback that I received, because people used to call me prim and proper.
Oh.
And that, I think people insinuate that in a way that seems to be negative, but actually that's a wonderfully positive thing, and I've learned to accept that that's just me. I'm not going to be any other way because people perceive that as bad or unusual or different. I enjoy being unusual. That's what sets me apart. That's how I've been raised. I'm a ballerina. Yes, I might sit a certain way. I might say a few words that other people my age don't say, but I am someone who is relatively an old soul. The music I listen to is from the 50s and 60s, so maybe I speak a certain way, or I sit a certain way, or I use terminology that some people don't appreciate or understand, but then that's me. And I've learned to not feel so negative or bad about people's perceptions, because that's also the space that we're in, right? So we have to understand and accept that that's going to happen, whether it's negative or positive. I've learned to take the good and understand that the bad is also going to come along the way.
I want to put in here that अगर तुमको कोई snobbish बोलता है तो I don't know what how that, because she's the most easygoing person I've met, and it's been extremely, and not just because we are doing an interview that I'm saying this. It's been it's really been a very pleasant working with her. It's a pleasure working with her, and she's not at all difficult. She's very adaptive. She's very easy.
Thank you so
yeah,
much.
so it's, I don't know why. Oh, really?
I think it's, honestly, it just started, that word people misused, I think, because I in my first set of interviews or whatever, I was a bit nervous, honestly. So I used to sit a certain way and I used to present myself in a certain way, because it was all new for me.
Yeah.
I haven't grown up in this industry, so and I guess because of my classical dance training, there's a certain way that maybe not anymore, but earlier I used to walk in a room, shake hands a certain way. I was very over polite, and maybe that was considered as snobbery, but actually that's not at all who I
Your
am.
director just said.
Yeah.
Talking about the film, ये transformation में set पे कितना time लगता था आपको to transform into Apurva, especially those action वाला part?
No time, actually, because the only makeup I used was mud. Just mud, and a little bit, as you'll see in the trailer, there's a little bit of blood.
कितनी बार चोट लगी थी आपको, इतना गिर रही हैं आप?
Rose.
हाँ.
Rose, every day. Every day.
But honestly, it was intense, but it was really fun and completely worth it, because how often do we get to say that we get to have roles like
How
this?
often do we get hurt on set?
It was still fun, yeah. It was still
Yeah, and
fun.
that too early on in your career, like you
Yes.
said, तो थोड़ा skeptical हैं क्योंकि serious role है अभी, you're just fighting.
बिल्कुल नहीं. In fact, quite contrary to that, I'm not skeptical of anything. I've never been more proud and more confident of something that I've been a part of. And I sometimes you just feel it.
Yeah.
In yourself, you feel like you've given it your all, and we do for all our films. All of us as a unit have done so many different films, worked so much. You always feel good about what you do, but there's a certain sense of pride and a certain sense of relief. When I've seen the film, I'm like, you know what, everything was worth it. And a lot of good energy was put into this film. There was not one day that anybody was cribbing, upset, down. It was just a great experience, and I think that translates in the movie as well.
Yeah, and there are two more actors in the film, Abhishek Banerjee and Rajpal Yadav. And so my question to you, like, दोनों phenomenal actors हैं with their comic timing. इनको आपने इतना serious role करवा दिया. How was?
वो actually Rajpal sir का क्या है कि he's an SD pass out, so he's an amazing actor.
Yeah.
It's just that he's been doing comedy for quite some time, but he's a great actor. So also I think it was waiting to happen, और मुराद भाई ने actually उनका suggestion था कि राजपाल जी से जुगनू का रोल कराना. And when he told me, I actually felt jealous कि ये मुझे पहले क्यों नहीं strike किया, because he's so good in the role. Like when the first day I met him and he had read this script and he had come to meet me, and I said, sir, आपको इसमें हंसना नहीं है, आपको इसमें smile भी नहीं करना है. And he thought that I'm just joking. I said, no, sir, I'm not joking. I don't want you to smile in the film. And you will not see him smiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
आपके लिए कितना इजी था इनके साथ काम करना, because these two have
You know, they are
ऐसा-
honestly more than, and this is why I really respect them, and I think the whole industry and so many people love them so much and respect them so much. More than being such great actors, they are great human beings.
Oh, yes.
And really sensitive, really caring, and genuine. ऐसा नहीं था कि they're doing it for effect, क्योंकि कभी होता है ना that some actors do that for effect, but they don't do that at all. I didn't know Rajpal sir before the film. Watched his films obviously growing up, love his work so much, but I didn't know what to expect. But literally from day one on the set, it was like, तारा को चोट लगी है, हम एक ही take लेंगे. You know, telling
That's
Nikhil
sweet.
sir like, be careful now, she's hurt herself, this, that, you know, just genuinely really caring and from the heart. And I really appreciate that, because our industry is a cutthroat place to
Yeah.
be in, you know. So when you come across this, you really appreciate it and you respect it and value it. So that way I'm very lucky.
Yeah. So all the best for the film.
Thank you.
Like I said, the trailer looks really promising. और Disney Hotstar पर 15 नवंबर को तारा की ये फिल्म आ रही है.
हमारी फिल्म आ रही है. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.